Hello there guys, this is Alex here, bringing you part 15 of What If Deku Was the Familiar of Zero. So, where we last left off, Katsuki and Izuku were ready to departure from the location, island surrounded by death, which in reality it was an island in the middle of the Black Sea. The Black Sea had an exotic black sand, and it made the water look black, also known as the Sea of Death. Before Izuku and Katsuki could depart, Luciana kissed Katsuki, surprising everyone there. Katsuki, very flustered, would say, "The fuck was that?" Luciana, smiling, saying, "Like I said, a good luck kiss, so you better come back safe, okay?" Louise, lecturing Izuku, would say, "Izu, don't you dare die on me, and once this is over, don't forget about our first marriage anniversary. It's coming up, and I want you all to myself, got that? Promise me that you won't do anything too reckless." Izuku, smiling, saying, "Don't worry, I've already planned a little something for that day, and to make sure I keep that promise, Izuku kisses Louise, saying, 'See you when I get back.'" Louise, pouting, saying, "No fair, Izu, I wanted to do that." Izuku, chuckling, would say, "Well, you know me, but I guess it's time to go." Delph, saying, "Damn, partner, I never knew you were an exhibitionist." Izuku, saying, "What do you mean, Delph?" Delph, saying, "Well, why don't you take a look over there, behind you?" Izuku looked around, only to see the girls from Class 1A and Class B, staring at them. Izuku, saying, "When did you—" Mina, smirking, saying, "You can continue, don't mind us, we were enjoying the show." Katsuki, saying, "What the fuck, pinky-ass perv, see something next time instead of enjoying the show." Mina, saying, "Our hot-headed Bakugo found himself a lover, so we had to investigate." While Mina and Katsuki were bickering, Momo walked up to Izuku and Louise, Momo saying, "Sorry about Mina, you know how she can be at times, but in any case, I made you what you asked for." Izuku, saying, "Thanks, Momo. Now I need Yosetsu, so I can make him put things together." Tsuyu went and grabbed Yosetsu. Izuku, explaining what he needed, would say, "Do you think you can do it?" Yosetsu, saying, "Sure, just make sure that they are in place first, because it's a hassle to separate the materials." Izuku got the things in place and Yosetsu wielded them together, and it was ready to go. For a little info, Izuku placed a saddle on top of the Zero Fighter, and with Yosetsu's quirk, he made sure that it wouldn't come off, and by utilizing a climber's gear made by Momo, Katsuki won't fall. Katsuki, ending the argument with Mina, would say, "What the hell is that?" Izuku, saying, "Oh, Kachan, I prepared a little seat for you on the Zero Fighter, that's all." Katsuki, saying, "Do you really think that is going to work?" Izuku, saying, "Of course it will. Besides, Momo also made a safety rope for you just in case." Katsuki, rolling his eyes, would say, "Whatever, let's just go already." Izuku, saying, "Then buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride." Before the two could depart, Giulio arrived with his dragon and holding a map in his hands. Giulio, saying, "Good, you haven't departed yet. Louise, if the lot of you don't mind, I wish to speak with Katsuki and Izuku in private." Louise and everyone there left, leaving the three boys alone. Izuku, saying, "Giulio, what are you doing here?" Giulio, saying, "I came to warn you." Izuku, saying, "What do you mean?" Giulio, saying, "The place you're going to is here," pointing to the location on the map. That island is known as Lier Noir, or known as the Black Island. There are mentions in history and legends stating that those who ventured there never returned. Izuku, saying, "Even so, I must protect my friends and family." Giulio, saying, "I already know that. I can't change your way of thinking, but I'm giving you a heads up." Katsuki, saying, "You aren't making any sense." Giulio would say, "Then allow me to elaborate. As I said before, those that ventured to that island never returned, but according to Lord Vittorio, only one came back alive. But he took his life after 3 days of isolation, leaving behind his journal." Izuku, saying, "Who is this person? What does that journal say?" Giulio, saying, "The person was the greatest adventurer known as Mark Poel, Zero no Tsukaima's version of Marco Polo, and according to his journal, the island is cursed and spirits of the dead inhabit it, and it also mentions that somewhere on the island is the gateway to the underworld, or something like that. And legend also says that the burning calamity, which was that ancient dragon you've slain, came from that island, or from that gateway." Izuku, saying, and somewhat frightened from the idea, would say, Julio, if you are trying to scare us off, it's not working, right, Katsuki? Katsuki, terrified of the idea, would say, as he would start clearing his throat, would say, whatever, let's just get things over with. Julio, sighing in defeat, would say, fine, it seems that you're going anyways, but please, whatever you do, come back in one piece, no matter what. Izuku, smiling, would say, don't worry, we'll be back before you know it. But in case we're not back in 24 hours, ask Luis to use her gate spell, just in case things would go south. Julie would say, I see, then in this case, instead of the Zero Fighter, you should take my dragon instead. Izuku nervously saying, no, I barely know how to ride a horse or a dragon. It will only make things harder. Julie was saying, if you say so. Izuku saying, one more thing, don't tell me the others this information, especially Louise. It'll make her even more worried than she already is. Julie was saying, fine, as long as you promise me that you won't do anything reckless. I won't say a word. Izuku smiled, and he proceeded to do what he was doing. He and Katsuki got into position, and they brought the Zero Fighter to the runaway. Once the two were ready, they began to soar through the sky into the distance to their destination, L'Île Noire, to whatever dangers await them, and to whoever will be there waiting for their arrival. Meanwhile, Giulio returned to Romalia, for he had some things that needed his attention, and leaving everyone else to their training. Once Giulio left, Jiro approached Luis with a look Luis never saw on Jiro's face. Luis saying, Kyoka, why are you giving me that look for? Did something happen? Jiro saying, I'm not sure, but I overheard their conversation, and I wanted to... Luis saying, no, don't. I can tell what you're trying to say, and to be honest, I listened impartially on what they were saying. Jiro saying, so why aren't we doing anything to stop them? Luis tearing up, saying, I tried before and it backfired. For how much I would want to go and aid Izuku right now, I know that if something goes wrong, I can get him out of whatever situation by staying here, but if I went, it could have turned out the same way as that time with the ancient dragon. Jiro, visibly confused, would say, what do you mean? Luis, crying as memories of the fight filled her memory, saying, he was on the brink of death, as he was beaten to pulp, thrashed all over the place, as if he was a rag doll, while clinging on to his life. Is it so wrong of me to want to keep my husband safe? And the only way to do it is to watch him from the sidelines, as he gets himself almost killed in the process? Jiro hugged Louise as she cried on her shoulder, catching the attention of the other girls, and they all consoled Louise. But this wasn't going unnoticed by Enko, as she joined in and gave Louise a heads up with Izuku's determination and motivation, while keeping the one-for-all under wraps. Momo would say, Louise, if something bad happens, we'll know it. Louise, confused, would say, how? They are in a different country, so how would that work? Momo with pride would say, don't underestimate me, Louise. With the stuff I made for them, I also included a tracker and making a receiver. And now we have their coordinates in real time. Louise, visibly surprised, would say, whoa, that is amazing, Momo. Does that mean we can follow them? Momo saying, about that, I was considering making a drone to follow them, and once that is done, you can use that gate spell of yours. Louise hugging Momo, saying, thank you, Momo, you're the best. In the background, you have Mineta, Kaminari, and Saito just watching and hoping for some girl-on-girl action, but they ended up being punished by Louise and her explosions, the ones that Saito would normally take in the original series. A few hours later, with Katsuki and Izuku arrived at the destination, they were flying near the island to find a safe place to land, but they were suddenly attacked by a creature that managed to break one of the wings, and the two were crashing onto the island, and Fouquet and a masked man appeared in front of them. Fouquet would say, well, it seems that Gandalf kept his word, but he brought someone else. Don't you think it'll cause problems? As the individual would say, I don't think so. Besides, one more here is one less there. And with that weird-looking dragon unable to fly, they are stuck here. Izuku saying, who are you? Katsuki saying, doesn't matter, let's just kill them. Katsuki blitzed the figure, but he phased right through him, as if he even wasn't there. Then doing the same to Fouquet, and realizing that they were mere holograms of sorts. Katsuki saying, what the fuck? Why don't you show yourself and fight like a man instead of cowering behind whatever that is? As this individual would say, my oh my, impatient aren't we? Sadly, you have fallen for our decoy. We had planned only for Gandalf to get stuck here, but considering that you have the charming personality of yours, I'd say it's a good thing you came along. We wouldn't want any interference, especially for my revenge. Am I right, Gandalf? Or do you prefer me calling you Izuku? Izuku saying, who are you behind that mask? And what sort of revenge? As the individual would start laughing, saying, after all this time, did you forget what you did to me? Izuku getting angry, enough of your mind games. Tell me who you are. As the individual would start laughing again, saying, Gandalf, you amuse me. Apparently you have no clue on who I am, but I know who you are, where you live, and who your loved ones are. And especially the fact that you weren't supposed to be here in this world. You're nothing more than an outlander, mere familiar to boot, yet you've caused so much trouble for me to deal with, and more time passes, the more of a nuisance you became. Izuku, very angry, would say, stop playing mind games. I'll say it one more time. Who are you? As the individual would get annoyed, saying, it seems that you really don't know who I am, but considering you'll be staying here on the island for a while, I mean, how are you going to escape this place? Therefore, you should know the face behind the mask. The man takes off the mask, and it left Izuku speechless. Izuku, shocked, would say, how? You're supposed to be dead. As the individual would say, dead? If you wanted me dead, you should have finished the job yourself. But I guess a goody two-shoes like you can't understand the world we live in. As he would say mockingly, oh wait, you aren't from this world. How could I have forgotten? Izuku saying, you traitor, when I get my hands on you. As the individual would say, you mean if you can get your hands on me, if you can find me, if and only if you manage to get out of here alive. Izuku saying, what are you talking about? Katsuki, pushing Izuku out of the way, would say, watch out! Izuku, looking at the creature that attacked them, what the hell is that? The individual would say, this is my friend's pet snake, and you are its playthings. And how much I would like to stay and watch you die, I got better things to do. Therefore, I bid you adieu. Fouquet saying, see you in the next world, Gandalf and friend. The two vanished, leaving Izuku and Katsuki against this massive snake-like creature. Izuku drew Del from its scabbard, and the two started to take down the creature. After a bit, Izuku manages to slice the creature's head off, and the two boys were going to the rest on the ground a bit before thinking on what to do. But before they could think of anything, the corpse of the creature started to move once more without its head. The two boys were creeped out, and they made a run for it, trying to analyze the creature from afar as the corpse regenerated and grew 2 extra heads. Katsuki saying, what the fuck is that thing? You clearly beheaded that thing. What now? Izuku saying, I'm not sure. Delph saying, hey partner, I think that thing is a Hydra. Try not to slice off any more of its head, otherwise they'll sprout some more. Katsuki saying, so how do we kill this thing? Delph saying, don't look at me, I'm just a sword. Your other heroes with the superpowers and inhuman strength, you deal with it. The trio bickered and tried to make out a plan. Meanwhile, Julio returned to Izuku's mansion, battered and bruised as his dragon crash-landed, catching the attention of everyone there. Louis saying, Julio, what happened? Julio, barely able to speak, would say, Louis, a trap, help. Tifa rushed over and healed Julio, and everyone were kind of worried. Julio, energized by Tifa's healing, would say, thank you, but there's no time to waste. We need to go. Louise, visibly confused, would say, go where? Julio saying, to Romalia, it's under attack. Louise, under attack? But why? Julio saying, they have played us. Fouquet said that to get rid of Izuku since he was the main threat. We need to hurry to Romalia. Its people and its holiness are in danger. I need your help. Louis saying, but I'm not sure if they can. I mean, they don't look ready. Nezu saying, Miss Midoriya, if you wish, we can give them a hand. And just to make it fair, we can make the ones that wish to go do as they please, while the rest will stay here. Luis nodded with Nezu's compromise. Nezu asked the rest on who wants to go, and the people going are, from Class 1B, all of them, from Class 1A, everyone plus Mirio, except for Suyu, Mineta, and Zero, and the teachers All Might, Aizawa, Vlad, and Nightite, these people will go with the addition of Saito, Tifa, and Luis. Nezu saying, very well then. Me and those that stay behind will remain here, so when Izuku returns home, we can let him know where you are. Luis saying, and for precaution, I'll ask Queen Henrietta to send someone to stay with you. Those that decided to go went through a portal that Luis made and arrived at Romalia, assisting Pope Vittorio and buying some time. Back at the mansion, Inko would say, so Principal Nezu, did Luis say who would come and assist us? Nezu saying, she didn't say, but I'm assuming someone they know and trust, so probably Agnes. A knock on the mansion door was heard, and instead of Siesta opening the door, it was Inko, and she saw a charming man greeting her, as the individual would say, hello, madame. I'm here on behalf on request to watch over this household. Is Lord Izuku here? Inko would say, no, he isn't, and you are? As the individual would say, my apologies. I'm Jean-Jacques Warts, at your service, bowing and displaying his missing arm, and would say, and as you can see, I am harmless, but the best swordsman nonetheless. Inko, visibly worried, would say, how did that happen? Ward saying, for this I must thank Lord Izuku, for he saved my life, but at the cost of my arm, which is the reason why I am here to repay my debt. And to be continued. I hope you guys liked this part. Sorry if some parts for other videos have been taking a back burner. I'm very sorry. I just don't script these anymore. I'm just an artist. Shitty ass artist, but hey, an artist nonetheless. Next most probably might be something else I'd had in mind. Not gonna say. I'll try to surprise you. And in this case, I'll try to see what we have for the schedule. I'll let you decide, you guys, and then I'll just do the schedule as accordingly to the poll. So in any case, I hope you liked the video, and have a good day or have a good night. Actually, I actually forgot to say, you saw the new intro. It was actually made by Mitsuma again, thanks to him, and the outro made by Oniax. So again, I hope you liked the video and have a good day or good night.